Let me find you. There we go. You'll like this one. Being creative.
Yes, sirree, Bob. Have you played any of the new games, the popular ones, PoE and
Nope.
Marvels?
I got a list. I'm not interested in anything else.
I forgot you're a pussy.
That makes me a pussy that I don't want to play fucking
Oh, speaking of pussies, I
Forever
just seen a
Years.
fucking
I like,
surgery. You like pussy? We all like
yeah.
pussy, Nelson. Come on. Well,
It's not worth the fucking hassle most of the time, but
that's why I stay single, bro.
God, I wish I would have. I'm not gonna lie. That's a whole nother story. Fucking hate coming
Um,
home.
I saw a surgery where they took out excess labia from a fucking woman. That shit was trippy.
Glued it on a dude.
No, she just has super big labias, and it was really bad for her health wise. You know, like it creates an infection and other shit. But they made it
Looks like
look
roast
really
beef.
way worse than that.
Hmm.
Oh, what up, gamers? It's Will 777JP back at it again with another one. Did I sound like a YouTuber?
Yeah, you do.
Fuck, I'm Googling something because I see my list of games here, but it says a date, and I could have sworn that was a completely different date. Just giving some time for people to stroll on in. Mm. Oh yeah, I knew I was right. This fucking list is wrong.
What list?
My physical games list. Damn, bro. Ain't nobody coming to our stream tonight.
Why?
I don't know. Should
It's still
ask
early.
them.
It's been a minute. Jesus Christ.
It's been 6 minutes, Nelson. 6.
Fuck them, I guess. I don't know. Australians might be sleeping. I don't know.
We only got like 2 people from Australia show up.
That's
We
like half
got
of our channel.
no, the fuck it's not. Brett, what's up, dude? Brett's listening to us while fucking stroking his dick to PoE.
Hey, people at work are doing that too. They already deleted Diablo. They ain't never playing Diablo again.
We're good, Brett. How are you, man? I'm good. I don't know about Nelson. Nelson might have a fucking heart attack.
Fucking kids, dude, getting my fucking eyes bulging out of my fucking socket. But you know, Fuck, another Tuesday or another Sunday for me. They're a pain.
PoE is pissing me off, and I'm good, bro. What, you're dying a lot or what? What's happening with PoE? I quit on it when we were playing last time. We'll talk about that today, but I don't have the fucking patience. Like, I'm not a multiplayer person any fucking ways. And it's not that the game you need multiplayer to play it, but it definitely is easier because it is a little bit of a difficult game. Or maybe it was for me.
That's a game you dedicate your life to.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like my buddy, my lead Damien, he's like, I ain't buying no more games because I ain't playing nothing for the next 6 to 12 months.
No, I got this bug where my game is always pausing itself. Yeah, well, that's part of the reason why I stopped playing that night, bro. Because with PoE, it's early access, which I'm surprised PlayStation even allowed it, but I'm guessing because they did some sort of marketing deal, because they showed it in the showcase, they're cool with it, I guess.
This game is going to be too goddamn big to want someone to purchase early access on another device. You know what I mean?
Xbox allows early.
Well, they allow early access for anything. Their games are 90% early access.
And that's the thing, like, who fucking cares if Xbox does it? Like, Palworld is on Xbox. Like, we're just looking at the fucking numbers here. 30 million sold. 5 million of those even play fucking games. Like, big whoop. You lose out to what? Nothing. And that actually brings up a good point about what was the fucking game? Indiana Jones, that Weiss said on the Mooch podcast, which I listened like 15 minutes of. He said Indiana Jones has to be a good game, but not a good game in the way that we know it, but a good game for PlayStation gamers, because now that Xbox,
that's their audience.
They
gotta sell that shit on other platforms.
Exactly. So Weiss brought up a good point, and I was like, damn, he's absolutely right.
Being in Game Pass ain't gonna be good enough no more, because they know that ain't making the money. They gotta make it elsewhere. Then you gotta compete with the other shit.
Yep. And I think Machine Games has a banger in their hands, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. First, welcome to the State of Game podcast. You got Will 777JP and my co-host Nelson Gaming Culture, who's already having a fucking heart attack. And it is Sunday, December 8th. And let's talk about the state of game real quick, man. I should write a fucking speech like the president does, for the state of, what is that called? State of the country?
My fellow gamers.
Yes. What is it called that he does in February? The state of,
I know
State of Nation. About.
Declaration of the Nation or something. Statement to the Nation, something like that.
Oh, fucking
Declaration of Independence. I
gotta Google it, bro, because it's fucking killing me. State of Affairs. No.
State of the Union address?
State of the Union. Fucking shit. Yes. State of the Union.
Shows how much I fucking watch television. It took me. I was just throwing out fucking random names.
I watch the State of the Union every year except the last 4 years, because I got nothing to listen with this fuckface. But I should do a little fucking speech every fucking week.
All it was like is, I like ice cream and I shit my pants.
That's not true, Nelson, because they jab him up with fucking narcotics so he can fucking, his dick gets hard for 2 hours during the fucking speech.
Gotta keep him upright.
Yeah, right. But man, this week in gaming, it has been, news-wise, it's been boring. It's been dead. There's no news out there, and that's a good thing, believe it or not. That is a good thing, because that means, hopefully, if it keeps up this way, the Video Game Awards on Thursday will be full of surprises. You work Thursday, right?
Yes. I'll watch it on Friday.
So, Mr. fucking OBS, I don't know what the fuck. I was actually working on OBS today and working on stream today because I will be streaming the Video Game Awards Thursday night. Yes, I set it all up, and me and RPG are on there. It's an open invite, so I was making sure that the stream was working well before I went ahead and committed to people and asked them to join the stream. But we got things working. It's not 100%, of course, because I'm not a PC fucking weirdo, but I got it going enough to where we can hear the stream, see what's happening, and listen or hear the audio. So I'm excited for that. Mr. Brett Siley, if you want to join us on Thursday evening for the State of Video Game Awards, feel free to join us then. But
I'll be one of your spectators at work. Just try to be vocal because I'm not going to be able to see what the hell's going on.
Okay.
I'll either watch it when I wake up or I'll ask my kids if they want to watch it when they get home.
Yeah, my son doesn't like watching that shit at all. He's like, fuck that boring ass shit. But yeah, so we'll be doing that Thursday, and I think that's the reason why the industry has been quiet, and that's good because I like to get surprised on the state of play. Like one of the things I was telling RPG while we were dealing with the settings.
Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, though, you're probably going to start hearing fucking leaks on this and that and fucking... I don't like that shit, to be honest, because I don't want to know.
Yeah, that's why I said if it keeps up, man, because these fucking succubuses out there just cannot do. These people are willing to throw away their whole career. They're willing to throw away their fucking everything just to put a leak out there that gets fucking 20 likes. Like, I do not understand it. But, yeah, I hope it stays quiet till Thursday. And we get the surprises that day. Because we know that the award show itself, the giving away of awards, is complete fucking horseshit. That's been verified by them including a DLC of the year. So, what do we have next? Fucking performances and fucking announcement trailers. So, hopefully that is that's a good time. But this week in gaming, we did have 3 big games that released this week. The first one is PoE, which I have played. Nelson hasn't played. The second one is the Marvel, what's it called, Nelson?
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals, which released Thursday. PoE dropped Friday. Well, for me, it dropped Thursday because I got to play it Thursday, while the rest of you peasants got to play it Friday. And today, Indiana Jones, The Circle of Destiny dropped as well at 6 p.m. Central Standard, 7 p.m. Eastern, which I have also played. And after the show, you should go check out my 20-minute first impressions of the video. I did it with the cell phone on a tripod in landscape mode, recording the TV. I thought that was pretty cool. Well, it's the only way I can record anyways. And check it out.
Oh, yeah, you're an Xbox.
Yes, I am an Xbox. Yes.
No,
Marvel.
I was like, well, why don't you just record it and put it up? No,
because you can't. It's Xbox. Xbox will only let you record up to 2 minutes.
I know.
And you can only stream through Twitch. That is it. So, complete garbage over there. But I think they have a banger in their hands. And we'll get into that in a little bit. Some quick news. Marvel Rivals is to hit 10 million players already in, 3 days? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days. Which, honestly, doesn't surprise me. And I'm not impressed. Are you impressed?
By Marvel Rivals?
Hit 10 million players in 3 days.
No, because it's a free-to-play game.
Yes. Also, it doesn't
I don't
impress...
think many people know this, but Apex came out and nobody knew what Apex was. It had no marketing, no whatever, and Apex hit 25 million players in a week.
Yeah.
Because it was free-to-play. And that had no marketing. I remember being at work and they were talking about it on a game show, like, I don't know, fucking IGN or whatever the hell I listened to back then. I'm like, what the hell is that? And 10 people were on within 3 days. And there was no marketing. Nobody knew it was coming. It would just like drop from the fucking sky one day. You know what I mean?
And this is another game that was announced during the PlayStation.
Free. I mean, everyone goes and tries things that are free. I'll try it eventually. The question is, 3 months from now, are you gonna still have 200,000 people playing it? Because people aren't paying no money up front. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying the game. Though, well, before I continue with that, this was another game that was announced during the PlayStation Showcase earlier this year. So, you know, I shitted on that showcase. A whole bunch of ponies, like including Nelson, defended it. It was full of nothing but multiplayer fucking games, online
They
shit.
had 2 bangers just come out this weekend. This week.
So?
I'm just saying it did.
And what else was announced on there that I was shitting on, Nelson? I shit on a lot, but do you remember?
You shit on everything. I don't know, every game that came.
Well, anyway, so those are 2 games that dropped this week. Like Nelson said, both bangers. I played POV. So let's start with POV, which was well, you know what? Let's start with Marvel Rivals because that was the first one.
I looked down my friends list, and 75% of my friends list this whole weekend was either playing POE or Marvel Rivals. It was fucking crazy.
My friends list is way better than your friends list because my friend list was still playing regular fucking single player games. So shout out to everybody on my friends list.
Well, yeah, us 6 people that aren't really big into those games, yeah.
Okay, I have like 30 people. Okay, first off, and you're one of them. But fuck off. So Marvel Rival, I haven't played it. I have no interest in it. I don't even want to download it to check it out. But what I did do is shout out to Mag. I watched his stream with his kid. Highly recommend that. It's a good time. And Mag's already getting pissed off, right? Because these fucking people are jumping, you know, doing the whole Fortnite play, you know? And that's the reason why I can't play fucking games like that, because it's fucking annoying.
Kids?
Not because it's kids.
Doing dumb shit?
Because I actually like Mac's kid, right? Like he was just like humming and singing and shit, and I enjoy that, right? Because I like kids being kids. Just have a good time. Kids have an out view of the world that we already lost a long time ago. We saw the reality of shit, and we're like, fuck this. But I enjoyed it, and I watched about 3 or 4 matches with Mac, so about 25 minutes of his hour-long stream. And already in the first one, I'm like, nope. It just looks like a fucking Fortnite, but Marvel. That's what it is. The art style's a little bit different, so it's not my type of game.
Marvel. That's why. But the characters don't look awful. I think that's what really helps the game.
No, the characters look good, but I honestly think that Marvel
chicks look like chicks.
Marvel played good.
The East needs to start doing all games. That's my opinion. But
bro, Concord played good. It was just the character design was shit. But yeah, so that was the first one. I will not be playing it. Nelson, you said you'll play it eventually?
Yeah, I'll play it.
So he will play it. Will I spend money on
it? Probably not, but you know how those free-to-play games are. They're like, oh, well, it's free, but you know what I mean? Look at most people, their most time spent. It's like, Fortnite's free. How much money you got in Fortnite? Oh, $3,500. You know what I mean? And then I can't believe you spent $70 on a game. Bitch, you have $3,500 on fucking Fortnite. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I don't fucking care about none of that shit. I don't care about multiplayer games. So that's Marvel. What is it called again, Nelson? Rivals. Marvel Rivals. So I think Brett, you played it a little bit. Henry has played it a little bit. And that's all I know personally that have played it. Henry seems to be having a good time. He's crushing it, but Henry is a multiplayer gamer, so that doesn't surprise me at all. Now, he likes it. That is a little surprising because Henry, he is not easy on these games. He definitely will call out the shit that he don't like, and I haven't seen anything from him lately. But at the same time, Henry has been a little light on social media, so we'll see. Hopefully, we can get him on the stream soon.
One good thing I did hear about Marvel's Rivals is though, if you buy a season, it doesn't expire. So like Fortnite, Call of Duty, every 3 months, if you didn't finish your shit, it's gone. You don't have to keep buying seasons.
Yeah, it's kind of like
if I ended up buying a season, it's kind of like Halo, but they don't have to pay no Marvel fucking license. Plus, nobody was playing Halo, so
yeah, just like Halo, you buy the season. If it takes you 4 years to get the first season done, then it still be there waiting for you. Moving on to
they were giving you fucking just a pink knee pad, a fucking white like who gives a shit? But
yeah. Well, I defend Halo. The only thing I can defend Halo on, well, the modern Halo, is that the shooting feels great in that game. Oh, it feels so good. Like, I replayed the campaign 3 times only because the shooting is so good and addicting. And I just wish that that game had more substance. The story was ass in my opinion, but the gameplay is phenomenal. The second game, PoE. PoE, I did play. I played about 2 hours with the boys, RPG, Brett, and one of RPG's friends, and we were having a good time till the game kicks you out whenever you go from one area to another. And after that happened for like the third time in a row, I was like, you know what, I'm fucking done with this shit. So obviously the game still needs work, but it's early access, so that's expected.
Servers are probably fucking goddamn bursting from the seams.
Well, the server connectivity thing wasn't terrible. We were actually able to play. I only waited like not even a minute. But so they said they were gonna have 1 million or space for 1 million people, and then they will add more as need be. And you can definitely tell that that's exactly what they did. So server issues weren't really quite there for us. And this was opening night, Friday night. And so that surprised me a little bit. But I was having issues with getting the game to look as crisp as I wanted it to. That's another issue that I had. And yeah, just the whole kicking you out and the bugs. I mean, Brett's having a bug right now where I guess his game is being paused or pausing itself. So that's kind of shitty. But I definitely see that Path of Exile 2, when it's completely polished and ready to go, which should be in about a year's time, is going to be a phenomenal game. And the skill tree in this fucking thing, dude, oh my goodness. It is the biggest
next
skill
level
tree.
Shit. That's what it's for. Like my buddy was saying, like, these people that are complaining, these guys are not built for this game. This is not baby's first Diablo. This is motherfucking PoE. That's what he says.
Yeah, this is the game that the guys who play these types of games, this will be the only game they play for long time.
The next 6 to 12 months, I ain't playing shit else.
Oh, more than that, I would say. More than that. I mean, the type of guys who love this type of like top-down kind of shit, it's going to be hard. You know, another developer is literally going to have to pull the game away from their cold dead hands. Like, it's going to be tough to get them away from that game.
I would not want to release a game anytime similar to this in the next 3 to 5. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I agree. The only time they can screw themselves, in my opinion, is if the problems get worse. That would be my kind of guess. The only way I can see this game going down. But as far as MTXs, I didn't really come across anything or, you know, forced to buy anything. If you play Diablo, it's going to feel like that. Or the way that the game is, it's kind of like that, but it has a completely much better feeling to it. Like, I picked the Mercenary, and the shooting was the best shooting I felt in that type of game ever. Except for the Ascent. The shooting in that is phenomenal. But a shooting in that type of game, I didn't expect it to be that good, and it was phenomenal. So there's hope to it. I want to jump back into it, but I'm not quite ready to jump into it now. What about you, Nelson? When do you expect yourself playing that game?
Well, it ain't out free to play yet, but to be I got a log of shit right now. Like, I'm honestly hoping that when this Game of the Year award show comes on, that there ain't shit until like April, May, because I'm going on a buying hiatus for quite a while.
Oh, let's be selfish. Just because Nelson's got games to play, let's hope that no other games release for other people.
Fuck you. I don't want to see nothing for none of you.
Unlike Nelson, I
don't like shit dangling in front of my face. There's already like 5 games I want in February, and I'm only buying one.
What game is that?
It's probably gonna be the Yakuza, and I'll get the other ones later. I'm gonna start getting through some of these games that I bought this year and haven't fucking touched or finished yet.
See, Nelson says that, and the next game he's gonna buy is fucking Yakuza. Come on.
Yakuza's fucking amazing. Are you kidding me?
It's
one of the best franchise out there.
It's average at best.
No, it's not.
Average at best.
Whatever. Yakuza 0 was in my top 15 games of last generation.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago.
That was 5 years ago.
Yakuza 1?
Okay, that was 10.
Dude, you're old.
No, 0.
Oh, Zero? Yeah, dude, that's definitely way more than 10 years. That was like
No,
PS3 era, 360
no, it
era.
wasn't. Yakuza Zero was 2015. Not even 10
Damn.
years ago.
So they've dropped like fucking 10 games in fucking
No,
9 years?
Zero is a prequel. Zero came out between 5 and 6.
Damn.
That's
So
my favorite though.
yeah, so those two games, PoE to me is an incredible, phenomenal game. I hope they fix all the issues, which they will
Hey,
be,
do you know
obviously.
why? Do you know why Yakuza ended up exclusive to PlayStation for a long time?
No.
Because it was offered to Xbox and they turned it down. I just had to add that they didn't want it. So
Doesn't surprise me at all. And the third game that dropped this week is Indiana Jones Circle of Fate, Circle of fuck, I don't know, the Circle of Destiny. And I played it for 2 hours right before I streamed the show. And I tell you what, I didn't want to stream. I wanted to continue to play the game. It's pretty good. Now I've only got 2 hours into it, so the game hasn't fully opened up yet. But they did a terrific job with the visuals. They did a pretty good job with the gameplay mechanics so far. I still haven't shot the gun. I've been using the whip. The biggest disappointment that I have on the game is that when you whip something, it doesn't matter what, there's no vibrations on the controller. None. And I'm coming from the PlayStation DualSense controller, so you guys who play on PlayStation know exactly what that controller is all about. And there is none of that in that game, which is very disappointing. So I'm actually thinking about stopping play and waiting for the PlayStation version of the game, because I'm sure that the PlayStation version will have all those features available. But so far, the game is very polished. It looks great visually. Shout out to Troy Baker. He sounds just like Indiana Jones. And
I
I
heard the
am
dude. When I seen the previews of that game, the bad dude, the German dude, I was like, this guy's gonna be the star of the show, but nobody's really talking about him.
because we
I've
haven't
only
got
had
there
one
yet.
person mention him. Yeah, probably.
Game just
But that
released.
dude, when I saw him in the previews or whatever, I was like, this guy's gonna steal the show. Like, I want to just punch this dude in the face. You know what I mean? And that makes for a good bad guy.
Yeah, game literally just released 2 hours ago, unless you had early access, which released 2 days ago, or Friday or Thursday night. So I don't think a lot of people are quite there yet. And by the way, the people that already beaten the fucking game, shame on you, dude. Because I know for damn well you ain't done shit but the fucking main story campaign. It took you 15 hours. If I see a fucking review from you, I'm turning that shit off automatically. I think if you're going to be reviewing games, you need to fucking do that bitch from front to back, up and down, every side quest, every fucking everything. You better 100% that fucking game. If you don't waste your time with a fucking review, you faker. Speaking of fakes, the what's the name of that shows your hours wrap up.
I played the wrap up.
The wrap up is releasing from PlayStation on Tuesday, which I didn't put this as the topic on tonight's show, but we can definitely talk about that as well.
That wrap up makes me want to play on Xbox more because I can be elite very easily.
Well, you kind of are already elite.
Yeah, well, not this year. I had 5 hours. Last year I was elite. I had over 190.
I had
That's all it takes to be
400
elite
hours.
on Xbox. Yeah, I know you're
400
elite
hours.
of the elite.
And
on
I am
Xbox.
in the top 10% on Xbox.
500 gets you in the top like 5.
Jeez.
Keep in mind that's not that many people either. Let's be honest.
No. Well, Brett's
You know
got.
what's funny too? If you're playing like Sea of Thieves on PlayStation, that counts towards your Xbox hours too.
Well, that don't surprise me.
Yeah, like TS Retro. He just like, I didn't even turn on my Xbox this year, and he had 137 hours on Xbox because he played Sea of Thieves on his PS5.
That's nuts. Brett, how many hours did you have on Xbox? I think you had like 1,800 or 1,900 or something like that. I'd be interested to know. But Brett's also like in the top 1%. That is a lot of hours,
That
though.
would be the top. That would be the top fucking 0.1%.
That's in the top percent, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation. That many hours puts you on the top. Last year I did 1,900 hours. This year I'm expecting it to be probably a little bit less, just because I've gamed on more platforms. So I've actually picked up the Switch a little bit more this year. My Steam Deck I picked up a little bit more this year. Um, so I'm expecting those hours to be a little bit less, but I'm excited to see. It'll be Tuesday. Tuesday we get to
I'm
see
hoping I hit
exactly.
4 figures, which is normally not a problem, but I just don't. With my kids at the age they are, and I'm working more, just don't have the time that I used to. Kids are
Yeah,
in sports. Kids, you know what I mean? They're at the age where they're not just crawling around the floor while I play video games all day anymore. I'm not gonna say I did that, but I kind of did that a lot. You know,
yeah,
I gotta do shit with them. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, you
And
gotta
not to
work.
mention when I worked weekends. When I worked weekends, I'd work 3 12-hour shifts, and the other 4 days of the week, like kids are at school. What am I doing all day? Playing fucking video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now I don't. Now it's like I have weekends off, so it's like, oh, I got a family function on Saturday. I got to bring kids to blah 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 shopping on Friday. Sunday I'm working. Like I have a couple hours each of those days, and that's about it. When I was working weekends, I got nothing better to do during the week. Nothing's going on. You know,
yeah, yeah. No,
I'm not
I
obligated to do shit. I guess you could say.
no, I game a good amount. But I still only game when I have free time. Which is a lot because I choose not to do a lot of shit. You know, like I don't really go to the movies. I don't drink, so I don't go out drinking. I do socialize. I do go on dates, and I do try to get pussy, stuff like that. But I just prefer gaming. That's why stories and games is so important to me because that takes care of that TV itch that I get. You know, why fucking watch an hour and a half movie when I can just game and get a story that's 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever hours long? It just,
Well,
to me,
thankfully, the West are making stories just for you.
yeah, right. But yeah, man, it's gaming. You have to be able to afford it. And gaming in today's world is the cheapest it ever has been. You know what I mean? You can pay a PS Plus
It is,
subscription.
especially if you have some fucking patience too.
Yeah, especially if you have patience. But you know, you can do PS Plus, you can do Game Pass, you can do GeForce. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Even on my TV, you can play Game Pass and stream games. Like you don't even need a console. You can just go out buy a $40, $50 controller or even cheaper and fucking play that way. I can't do it because I want my shit to be native. But if you don't mind, if you're a casual gamer, yeah, fuck it, dude. Get on Game Pass, pay the $20, play the new Call of Duty, the new Indiana Jones, and call it a fucking day.
Ain't no way I could pay for streaming myself, but I don't even like playing on handheld. But that's me.
Yeah, handheld is growing on me, but not to the point where that's my preferred method. I mean, I did charge my what's that Switch controller called, the Pro?
Pro, yeah, that's what I use when I do play it.
I just charged it up. I got
Actually,
a
that's what I have Marcus play on because he fucked up his Joy Cons, and I'm like, I'm not buying no more of these fucking Joy Cons. You guys are too young and you don't take care of them, so he doesn't have any Joy Cons no more. He sits with that fucker in his lap and a Pro controller. I'm like, there you go. That's what you're dealing with till the Switch 2 comes around.
yeah. Speaking of the Switch too, so there was a third party accessory company that released. It's basically a grip for your Nintendo Switch. It's an add-on. You just put your Switch on there, and it extends the grip for people with bigger hands, or if you want something a little bit more comfortable. And this company released or is taking pre-orders for a grip for the Switch 2. And I saw a comment that said everybody's announcing a Switch 2 except for Nintendo. Um, but the question was, you know,
I bet you
how
Nintendo was on the phone like within the hour.
how are they releasing this thing or taking pre-orders if there is no specs for it yet? And it's
Oh,
real
they have
simple.
them.
And even if they didn't, it doesn't fucking matter because they're taking pre-orders. So as soon as the Switch 2 comes out, they can just make adjustments to whatever fucking schematic they have, which will be schematic for the Switch 1, and there they can just make it bigger, slimmer, not as wide, whatever, it is that the Switch 2 has. So it's not that big of a deal. So for all you guys out there saying, "Well, how are they doing that?" It's real easy. It's a fucking pre-order. They don't have to really come out with the product quite yet. But we will see what Nintendo does. I think Nintendo's gonna be like PlayStation, where they ain't doing shit um, until the first quarter of 2025, and that's when they're probably gonna make their announcement and probably release some more games. Because if you notice, Nintendo hasn't been releasing nothing but one game a year for the last couple years, first party games at least. So I think that they're winding down with this generation and hoarding some shit for the new generation, and let's see what they're like. But
They probably have their top teams working on next gen already. And you'll
oh
probably be able to
yeah,
play it on the old gen too, but that's not what they want. They want to have some games released that first year.
yep, just like all console makers. But what are you buying a Switch 2 automatically, or do you need certain specs, or
If
what's
I can
happening?
afford it, I'm getting it for the kid. I don't care about handhelds, to be honest. If PlayStation came out with one, I wouldn't give a shit either. But the kids, it's great for because I can't put a fucking PlayStation in the car, and you know what I mean, or bring it into like I'm going to watch my cousin wrestle next weekend. I can't take the kids, and you know what I mean. Yeah, bring a PlayStation to the TV and hook it up, and you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
it's like shut up and play your Switch, and yeah, shut up.
yeah, I'm buying one automatically just because I can. But as far as is it gonna be a preferred console or something that I'm looking forward to playing, no, it's not. I just want it because it's a new gaming tech. But yeah, I don't know about day one. Maybe day one depends on the price. I think that the price will be similar to the original Switch, probably $300. I don't see. I think Nintendo found their niche with their, inexpensive consoles, handheld type of deal. I think that that's where they'll stick. I don't think they're going to be going out of bounds on that one. So I think the Switch 2 will literally be just that, a Switch 2. But we will see when that happens. Um, what was the question here? Yeah, this is Dodgeball Academia. Really fun game, man. And there's two players, so you can play with another person in your house. But yeah, I really, really like this game. It's something different. Um, what was our other thing? Speaking since we're talking about other consoles, let's go ahead and talk about the Apple Pro Vision. Now, it just got announced, or Bloomberg wrote an article, I think it was yesterday, that Apple is partnering with PlayStation in order to use the PlayStation VR2 controllers on the Apple Pro headset. The goal is to, one, get gamers on their platform, and two, motivate developers to make games for the Pro or for the Apple Pro Vision. Now, the Apple Pro Vision is expensive as fuck. Um, it's also not really a gaming headset. It's marketed more as a activities headset, where you can do shit on there that you can normally do on your
People to do
PC.
rich shit. Show their
Um,
cool friends when they come over. To be honest,
and that's what they do. But obviously, what was the number? They've only sold 500,000 of these units, and they want to get their sales up. So they think that by getting controllers into their shit, it will also motivate developers to make more games for the Pro. Now, that's a good idea in theory, but you have to be affordable. I mean, right now or during this last Black Friday, Facebook came out with their Meta Quest. I forget what it is. It's a little bit less powerful than the $500 option. So they're selling it for $299, $300, and you were getting a $75 gift card from whatever store you got it from. So if you got it from Target, you would pay 300, and then you would get $75 in-store gift card back. So you're really out of pocket $225. That is a bargain. That is a really good deal. I do own the Meta Quest 3 as well, and that headset is phenomenal. I really, really like it. I don't use it as much because I have the PSVR 2. But the biggest thing that pisses me off about this fucking announcement is if you're a pro, or not if you're a pro owner, because they didn't say, but you will be able to buy the controller separately on the Apple Store. Yet you cannot do that on the PlayStation Store. If you break your fucking controllers, you have to get them repaired from PlayStation. If not, you're basically shit out of luck. Nelson experienced this with his cable. What did you have to do when your cable went out, Nelson,
What cable?
for your VR?
Oh, I had a fucking. It was $300.
$300, and you had to send it to PlayStation. How long did it take?
It wasn't that long. It was like 9 days between there and back.
So about a week and a half to get it there, get them fixed, and get it back.
If you have dogs, yeah, put your stuff away when you're not using it. I'm gonna just say that.
But the biggest thing is he had to pay $300. Now, I don't know how much these fucking controllers are gonna be standalone, but I'd much rather buy that than fucking send it in to PlayStation to get the shit fixed, because it's probably gonna end up costing you the same amount of money, if not cheaper. But that's the only good thing from this announcement. Otherwise, this fucking Apple Pro Vision is gonna be targeted to the casuals, people that don't fucking game. Because if you did game, you know that the PSVR 2 or the MetaQuest 3 is the way to go. Especially now with the PSVR 2, you can get the adapter to hook it up to your PC and use it that way. So the damn it. So the PSVR 2 has definitely been growing. The amount of games that are coming out are numerous. I mean, there's another game that I'm looking forward to that already came out, but I'm waiting for the physical, and that is, I'm just looking up the name exactly so I don't fuck this up. Skydance Behemoth. The game has been getting great reviews, and I'm excited to play it. I just waiting for my physical, which comes out in February, which I hate. Digital games come out sooner than they do physical in today's world, which is kind of fucked up. But Nelson, any PSVR 2 games that you've been looking forward to?
I might buy from between now and like March is either Behemoth or Metro. I got the VR to play it out this weekend, and you know what happens? Kids fight over it. I want to play it. I'm like, you know what? If it buys me fucking an hour of peace, so I got to play for like 20 minutes.
So, okay, so your kids, you gave them your old PS5, right?
Well, yeah, but I only have one VR set.
I know. So why
Obviously.
can't you be like, hey, I'm gonna play VR later?
They don't have room for it to play it in the bedroom.
So clean some shit out.
My bed? I'm not moving my bed.
What do you mean your bed? It's the PS5 is in
Their PS5s. Like if I let them play in there while I was playing in the living room, I'd have to like move my. It's not happening.
Well, then you're gonna be in the same position you are now, not being able to play it.
No, I just gotta start fucking telling them to get fucked.
That too. I was trying to compromise here, but yes, that's exactly what you need to do is get fucked. Get fucked.
They
and I
always
need you.
ask me to play it though, and we're busy, and I don't want to get it out. So I finally get it out. I don't know.
What do you mean get it out? You don't have it just hanging there?
No, I don't. I have it in my gun safe.
Oh my god.
You think I trust my kids with a headset while I'm at work? Why do you think I don't buy physical? Because it end up fucking spaghetti. Like everything else in this fucking house. No.
I don't know what to do to
Didn't
help
we just get over talking about sending my headset in for a $300 repair?
Yeah, you
we
said
been
because
on
of
number
a
3
dog.
or 4 by then.
You said
Yeah, I
because of
know.
a dog.
But if I would have left it out the kids, we'd be on number 3 or 4 by now.
Well, dude, I don't know how to help you, dude. I go to work.
I
My
don't know
son
what
plays
happens
with
when
it.
I'm at work, but I can't really do a whole lot about it either.
You know, the only thing I gotta tell
All
my
I
kid
can do
is
lock it up.
the only thing I gotta tell my kid is, hey, dude, make sure you change the eye setting for yourself because mine is obviously bigger than yours. That's it. I might go to work or whatever. My kid plays with it. He adjusts the settings for the eye. When he's done, he puts it right back.
Yeah,
And
but
like
you're home with your kid during the week. I'm not. I can't see what they're doing.
my
There's
no,
no.
my kid's homeschooled, so he's home.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
wait.
not
Does he
here
stay
half the
home by
time.
himself?
No, he's homeschooled, so he's getting taught. But his schooling is not 8 hours long like normal school. My kid learns in 2 hours what most kids learn in fucking a week at school. Remember, it's just one kid that's got to learn. You don't got to teach 30 other kids and go slow down because another kid's having a hard time learning something, or, as soon as he learns it, he moves on to the next subject or to the next thing.
Mm.
So he can graduate literally high school and fucking by the time he's in 8th grade. But yeah, man, I mean, VR is tremendous. Another one I'm waiting on is Wanderer. That game's got delayed, even though the developers say that it's not delayed. They just put an official date on it. It's like, fuck off, dude. You said 2024, it's 2025. And I'm not one of these people that says, no, give them the time. Let them. No, fuck that. We all have budgets. We all have fucking time frames to get shit done. We all have, what do you call that, Nelson? When you have a goal, I don't know.
Deadline.
Deadline. Thank you. We all have a fucking deadline. You, by fucking taking longer, all you're doing is sucking up more fucking money and then bitching, which we're going to talk about next, bitching about the cost of development. In the recent interview, Sean Layden, the ex-CEO, what is it, CEO or president?
Sean Layden, he was CEO of the United States PlayStation Studios, at least. I don't know about all of them.
No, I think he was all of them. He was the Jim Ryan of PlayStation.
No,
before.
Jim Ryan is CEO of PlayStation, not the studios. He was like Herman Hulst before he got promoted.
No, Sean Layden was in control of the whole thing.
No, he wasn't.
Jim Ryan took over his job once Sean Layden got let go.
Worldwide Studios.
Yes, there you go. Anyway, no. Sean Layden was interviewing, and Sean Layden has been probably the most vocal one about this shit, and has been annoying the shit out of me. And he's basically been talking about how video games are super expensive and how the industry cannot continue this way. And I'm like, why the fuck not? They've been doing it for the last 30 fucking years. But you know what it is now? Now, they're not making as much money as they fucking used to because their fucking quality of their product has gone down. And not just that, there's a lot more fucking competition out there. I don't fucking give a shit about your fucking problems. The only thing that I care about is that you're putting out games and you're giving them to me completely finished, how they're supposed to be coming out. So I do not feel sorry for these developers bitching about cost, because these fuckers are... The problem with these developers, I think, and Nelson, feel free at any time to fucking fill in here, is that they just don't know how to manage these studios. I think that they're working on these big budget titles and they just don't know how to manage $200-300 million and manage 2, 3, 4, 500 employees and everything that goes along with it. And because they don't know,
they spend too much time. Oh, we need to include this and include that. No, just make a fucking good game.
Yes.
If we don't have time for this shit, we don't have time for this shit. Like,
because a lot of the times the people that are making these games are the directors themselves. Well, obviously, if you're giving a director the job of making this game and managing the budgets and shit, well, they're a director. They're not going to be looking at the financial aspect of the video game. They're just more concerned about the game being
the product end result.
Exactly.
If nobody gets on their ass, that's why people are like, what a game to fucking... If you let developers take as long as they wanted and start over as many times as they wanted, it'd take 20 years for a game to come out.
Yes.
Like, no bullshit. Because they'll restart over 5 times because they don't like how this is or that's going.
Elite Dragon says, for me, day one and handhelds are still the best, to be honest, and I think the next system will be $399, and knowing Nintendo, it won't just be another Switch. Nintendo will add something to it that blows our mind. I can see that. I can see Nintendo doing an upgrade to the current generation. Absolutely. They did it with, I mean, every console generation has always been something kind of we've never seen before, right? So I can definitely see that happening. As far as the 399 price goes, I can see that happening too. Absolutely. It'll still be cheaper than the alternatives, like Xbox. Well, not really because they got that fucking bullshit Series S. But the competitors, like PlayStation, they'll be the cheapest, and they can also make more money. And once again, this whole fucking gossiping around that the expense of shit is so fucking high. Throw that shit out the fucking window. That is false. The fucking the Fed is decreasing interest rates. Fucking inflation is starting to go down. Like, get that fucking bullshit out of here. These fucking guys are making hand over fist. It's not like they're making their fucking consoles in America where they have to pay a shit ton for employees. No, they're making their shit in fucking Taiwan. The other thing the Elite Dragon said, for me, really, I don't care about the VR stuff, to be honest, right now. I can tell you don't because you are a handheld guy. I've never met a handheld guy that also liked VR or, shit like that. And that's okay. The other one is I really want to see more games on the VR2 for
Depending on what you
PlayStation.
do for a living too, like I would play more VR if I had a desk job or I spent a lot more of the day sitting down. My fucking feet are tired. I just want to sit down because with my lifestyle, I barely get to sit down as it is. You know what I mean? And it don't feel right playing a game in VR sitting down unless you're fucking paralyzed or something.
Well, another thing too, like I have the option. I can slack off at work about 15% more of the time and definitely get more gaming in. But handheld just isn't attractive enough for me to do that. It just isn't. Like I'm my own boss, right? My boss, she is 100 miles away from me. I see her once every 2 years. Like there's nobody breathing down my neck. I make all the decisions, so I can literally just go play with my game if I really wanted to. But handheld is just not attractive enough for me to go ahead and do that. And when I'm home, I'm I have everything in front of me, right? I got my Xbox to my left, I got my Pro to my right, I got my Switch in front of the Xbox, I got my Steam Deck to the right of that. Every single day, I go to the games that I want to play. Not just the games that I want to play, but where are they going to look the best and where are they going to perform the best? And that is on the PlayStation Pro or PlayStation OG. It's just the way
I've
that it
never
is.
really been that much into handhelds my whole life though.
The only reason I got a Game Boy when I was a kid is
I
because of
got a
one
Game Boy
game.
was for car rides, and
It
the
was
only game I played was Pokemon Red. That's
That's
it.
it. The only game. That's the only reason I wanted
And
Game Boy
Tetris
is
because
for
I got it for
Pokemon.
free.
For Pokemon. That is it. That's the only reason I wanted it. The same reason I wanted a Nintendo Switch this time around was for Pokemon. So I just don't see the handheld attractiveness to it. And I get it. Everybody's different. There's people who are constantly, traveling for work and, the handheld is a lifesaver for them. Not me. I get in my car. I drive 2 minutes to my job.
Yeah,
I'm
I
there.
would play. I would play more handheld if I traveled or had to take public transportation, but I don't, so it's worthless to me. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, okay, for example, Saturday I'm gonna be gone all day, right? I'm driving my kids to wrestling. They're wrestling. Do you think I'm gonna be sitting there playing video games while they're wrestling? No. After that, I'm getting in the car and I'm driving to a town about an hour away and going to watch my cousin wrestle. Am I gonna be sitting there playing video games or am I there to watch wrestling? And then when I get done, I'm gonna drive home for an hour and a half and you know what I mean? When the hell am I playing video games during this time? You know what I mean?
And even when I'm traveling, for example, I went to Florida this summer. We stayed at Airbnb. The first thing that I looked for the Airbnb is the Xbox One that they had there. Like I had my Steam Deck, I had my Nintendo Switch, and I still prefer to play on the Xbox One versus the handheld. Now, after a while, you're like, oh shit, there ain't that many games on this fucking thing. I have Game Pass, and I just went back to playing on my fucking Switch because it had better games. But and Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, when they do their fucking handheld, they can all convert me into a handheld gamer. All they got to do is come out with the fucking games. I go where the games are. So if they come out with games that I want to play, I will be there. No matter if it's fucking handheld or not, I go where the games are. Same thing with fucking PC. Eventually, if PlayStation keeps going the same route they're going, as much as I fucking hate PC and it's fucking disgusts me, if they have the same games I can play on PlayStation, I'll just go on PlayStation or on PC. I'll get myself the DualSense Edge, hook it up to the PC, fucking learn it, and deal with the troubleshooting and just play there. Because then I'll be able to play at the highest fidelity, at the highest frame rates fucking possible, and that'll be it. But if
You're gonna turn
PlayStation
into a
can,
tinker.
I will. But if PlayStation continues with their exclusives and you can only play on PlayStation, then that's where I'll be. And that's what I prefer, honestly. Like just fucking with the stream, trying to get it ready for the Video Game Awards, which if you guys that are late, me and RPG will be streaming the Video Game Awards on Thursday. So please come kick it with us. Um, it's gonna be a good night. Um, just doing that shit for an hour was driving me fucking nuts. Like I was ready to toss that fucking thing out the window. The only reason I didn't is because I own it and I don't want to break my fucking window or
I
open
broke
it.
2 laptops myself. They went out fucking the sidewalk down below.
Yes, because it's fucking cold outside. I don't want to open up the window and lose money by letting the heat escape. But your other question, which is the one I really want to get to, what was it? I really want to see more
You know
games
what I
of
really
it.
want to see the Steam Deck, or not the Steam Deck, the Switch 2 do that. I don't know if it'll happen, but what I'd like to see, I'd like to see it come out at $400, and I'd like them to have a more supercharged deck where it overclocks the system. And say you get 900p, 60 frames per second handheld, right? But if you plug it into a dock, and the dock's $200, but it's separate, because I only need one dock,
They
a
have that.
$200 dock or whatever. Instead, no, they don't. It
Yes,
comes
they
with it.
do. Yes, they do. They have
What are you
one.
talking about?
It is called. Now I got to go into my Discord fucking chats. I just sent RPG this. It raises it up to 60 frames per second. Not only does it increase fidelity, but it also gives you more frames. And you can buy it right fucking now. RPG, I'm going through our chat here to try to end
Well, I don't
RPG.
hear nobody talking about it.
Yeah, because it's a fucking aftermarket product. It's not from Nintendo.
Well, then I don't trust it.
Okay, so but you should, because all the reviews are fucking excellent. And it does exactly what you're talking about. And I almost bought it. The only reason I
Well, if
haven't
there's a
bought
deck,
it,
if there's a deck designed for it, that's what I'm saying is you're gonna get more out of it because it'll be developed in whatever you want to
yeah,
call
but
it. At
Nintendo's
the
not gonna
same
do
time,
that
with why not?
because they don't give a fuck about you. It is
Well,
called.
none of them give a fuck about me, but they give a fuck about money. It costs them 150 to make, and they can make another 50 off of it. Why not?
Oh man, this fucking guy texts me.
Plus, if I'm buying both kids a fucking Switch, I'm in, let's just say $900. I'm already in the hole. I can get them the deck later for like Christmas or something. You know what I'm saying?
It is called the Switch 12. It is called the Switch 12 console shell replacement, and it
It's a
gives it.
replacement.
Well, it replaces the shell, so you have to undo this. You have to take. You basically got to build it, but you basically, and it's
Yeah, I
not
ain't
that
doing that.
complicated. It takes like 5 minutes. Um, but it basically takes you take the components out of the Switch and you build it into this thing, and because it's able to, and you also have to download some software. And
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
okay, then don't get what you want, Nelson. It's what I'm trying to say. That if you want the shit now, there's a way of doing it now. Fuck. What was the other question that Elite Dragon had, or the other comment? I really want to see more games on VR2 for PlayStation. You should do a Spider-Man PSVR 2 game or something like GTA. See, I would agree with you. Ideally, that sounds awesome, but you can only have. I mean, if you get used to it, you can put your VR headset on all fucking day, right? But
It's actually really it's not uncomfortable at all. Like a lot
no,
of
no, it's
them,
not.
like they used to be.
But the thing is, we
Your head
have
don't get
been
tired either.
we have 30 years of programming in us with doing certain movements with the controller that something like that you have to untrain that and you have to train your body to do it the VR way. And I don't think many gamers have the patience to learn that shit. And that's why I don't think that if they did a game like that, it would be successful. For the hardcore VR gamers, absolutely, and there's games that are close. I want to say close to it, but it's a step towards that way. Like Metro, the new Metro game. Like if you love Metro, you're gonna love this Metro VR game. That shit is phenomenal. And then your other one is I really want to he has a point. Games should be smaller. We don't need 100, 200 games. That's open world and bare. He's basically says bring back fun and short games like PS2 era. Okay, let me stop you there. And this isn't personal.
Elite Dragon
Dragon.
said it'll be more powerful than a Series S. I don't know if it'll be more powerful, but I think it'll have more RAM.
Yeah, more RAM. I just want something that's close to
That's
like
more
a PS4.
powerful.
But what Elite Dragon is saying here, because it's not just Elite saying this. A lot of people say this. A lot of people in the video game world say this, and I don't know if Nelson has said this before, but it wouldn't surprise me if he has. Make shorter games that are fun. Why the fuck should we cut back on the length of a game just because people cannot stop themselves from going to every shiny thing and expanding their gameplay hours to 200 hours and pay the same fucking money? That is not the developer's responsibility. Yes, the developer's responsibility is to make a fun game, absolutely, but length of the game doesn't dictate fun. If you are the type of gamer who has the most fun with a 5-10 hour game, then go do that. Go do you. But just like me, I hate Souls games. Nelson hates them too. We're not out here advocating that Souls games go away because we hate them. No, the opposite. We encourage more games, whether they be Souls or not, because more games is more competition, more options. I think that's terrible. If a developer is sitting there brainstorming on their next game, right, and they're like, should we make a big ass RPG that's 100 hours long? Or should we take every ounce of creativity and make a 10, 15 hour game? Then I would want them to do the game that they think they're going to do best at. And if that game is a 10, 15 hour game, then go ahead and do that because I'd much rather play that versus a 200 hour fucking full of bullshit Ubisoft game. Do you? But I don't want to see people encouraging this shit because it's in the same vein as the Xbox guys have been doing for decades now. Where every bullshit that Xbox does, they encourage it and look now where they're at. So I see your point and people have said that as well, but also you have to be able to tell yourself I need to stop chasing every side quest. I need to stop chasing every fucking collectible. I need to just do the main campaign. Because if you just do the main
Yeah, but
campaign,
if you have 100 bullshit fucking side quests, don't you think if they said we're only gonna take the 40 best of these, they would do a better job with those 40 instead of fucking spreading their time out between 100 fucking bullshit things?
could be. There's lots of games where I'm like, if they would have taken all these other side quests and just incorporated into the main story and shorten them
They're
up
going for
or
quantity
cut
over
out,
quality.
I get that, but that's the problem. The problem isn't that there's 200-hour games. The problem is that they drag it out for that fucking long. But if you look at most AAA games, you can do campaigns in 10, 15 hours. Yes, even those 100-hour games. You can,
I
what do you
mean, the
call
only
that?
one that's really done it, I'd say like a 200-hour game that's actually fucking interesting and has good side quests is The Witcher 3.
Well,
Like that long and that many of them.
people also like the
That's
Persona
it.
ones, and
End
those
of
are
list.
fucking 100, 200-hour games. What was the one that you hate? The one that I was playing, the Ubisoft Assassin's Creed, the Valhalla.
Just when you said Ubisoft, that could be any game.
Valhalla. People didn't like that game. I like that game. I like
That
everything
game was
about that game.
terrible.
I like all the
Fucking
side
horrible.
quests. I like it. And the big reason why I like it is because it's Vikings. It's that era. Like I love that era. So the more time I can spend in that era, in that world, the better it is for me. That game could have been 500 hours long. I don't fucking care. I'll be in there. But I don't think we should advocate for short games because these fucking developers will take that 10, 15-hour short game and make it just as dull as a 200-hour game because they can, because the gamers allowed it to be. I say we advocate for be better. If you're gonna do a 100-hour game, that fucking 100-hour game better be fucking badass. And I think we should go that route instead of fucking advocating for the opposite. GTA 6 might be the most expensive game. Just think about it 11 years later. Yeah, oh, I mean, what? We're close to a billy on that game. Do you know,
I
Nelson?
bet you. I would say it's more, considerably more. But
Yeah, I'm thinking from the last
from
article I
what I've been
read.
seeing, they got 5,000 to 6,000 people, which is about 25 studios worth of people over the past, I don't know, several years. Put it this way: if what I've seen online is correct, and I'm not saying it is, There's more people at Rockstar working on this game than there are at fucking PlayStation Studios. That's a lot of money. That's one game.
Well, they better. I mean, for how big the fucking game is and how long they've been working on it, supposedly, right? Because
well, a massive studio is considered like 500 or more. Like that's like they got like 5,000.
because I want to tell you guys a little story about Callisto Protocol. Callisto Protocol, and this is going to tie up into this because we as gamers, we assume that these fucking games, they take half a decade, 6, 7 years to get done because they're just every day going into the office and working their ass off and doing all sorts of shit, right? So we think that because of the technology now, the fidelity of these, that these consoles are able to produce, that there's a lot more work. Then explain to me this. Callisto Protocol came out in 2020. Was it 22, Nelson? December 22? In
Which
December,
game? Callisto?
yeah,
Yeah, it came out December like 4th or something.
December 2022. The game originally was supposed to come out around March or April of 2023. But the publisher, what are they called? Not Capcom, Krypton, no, it starts with a K. They do PUBG. Krypton, I think is her name. Or Crapton.
Mm,
Capcom.
Krafton.
Crafton.
That's it. They bought
Krafton.
Hi-Fi Rush.
They bought Hi-Fi Rush. Krafton wanted them to release the game 3 months early, so
They wouldn't have to compete with Dead Space.
Dead Space. That's the game. Callisto Protocol started to get promoted by the director, who also made the first Dead Space in around
I
2019.
think he worked on the first 3.
Yes, on the first 3 Dead. No, I think it was just the first 2, and then I think he went to EA, but it could have been 3. But he started
They owned
promoting.
EA.
Yeah, but he started
They
working
were
on. I
owned
mean,
by EA.
not EA, fucking Call of Duty people, Activision. He worked on Activision, World War II. That was his game, and another one, and Infinite Warfare. Anyways, he started going through the promotional stint of Callisto Protocol around 2019, going on the Video Game Awards, etc. He kicked it off. We did not hear anything from Dead Space. Actually, and this is known. Dead Space. Now, this is my theory over here. Well, I'll tell you the theory after I'm done with telling you the facts. Dead Space, immediately after he announced that, which they've been working on Callisto Protocol for about 3 years, 4 years beforehand, he's starting to get to the finish line of the game, which is about 2 years out. The following year, Dead Space announces, or EA announces, that they're going to be making Dead Space Remake. They then release Dead Space in January of 2023. It took them 2.5 years to make Dead Space Remake. 2.5 years to make that fucking game. Now
They still weren't happy with the sales of it either.
Now the theory behind this is they saw, oh shit, this motherfucker who made Dead Space is coming out with Callisto Protocol that looks just like Dead Space. All right, fine. We're gonna fucking do Dead Space. Now, yes, they had the code to Dead Space, so they had a lot of the shit from the previous games already, which is so important that PlayStation started a team a few years ago to catalog all their old IPs and make sure they have the source code for all their games, and they're organizing all that. So they had the source code, so they didn't really have to start from scratch. But still, it took a developer like EA 2.5 years to make Dead Space from scratch, basically, till the day that it got published. 2.5 years. So this bullshit of fucking games taking 6, 7 years has a really big fucking question mark around it. A really big question mark around it.
Well, that is a remake too, though.
Yes, a remake, meaning it got remade from the bottom up. So,
I know, but you're basically just tracing over almost, though. You know what I mean? You don't have to come up with concepts, do characters. You can literally look at the screen and you're making your own painting. You don't have to come up with the original. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not easy, but it's not as hard either.
No, it doesn't take as long. That's the point. But the point of previous what I was saying is yes, EA is larger, Elite, but I forget his fucking name. The director of Callisto Protocol, when he went over to Crafton, it was an open fucking check, blank check. Here you go. Hire as many as you want. It got to the point towards the end when Crafton said we wanted to push this game earlier. He hired 50 additional developers just to finish out that year. Like
Do you
that's
know how
how
much that game actually ended up costing? I know the total.
it's 200 million.
It was damn close.
It's like 190 some
Bro,
million
only like
dollars.
PlayStations cost that much, dude.
So he had a blank check. He had as many developers as he wanted. He did end up losing about 30 of them towards the end of it just because they got better offers from other people. This was at the time where the video game industry was expanding hardcore because of them COVID numbers. Their ego got overinflated, and then all the layoffs came immediately after. But he had a blank check. He had like 400 people working on that shit. And true, yes, EA is way bigger. EA had more people working on it. But that's the fucking point.
They actually had a smaller team, but they probably had more. What do you want to call it?
More access.
They had more. What's the word I'm looking for? Support studio.
I wish that I had the article in front of me so I can read it, but we don't do fucking articles in this podcast.
Like
Articles are
like
fucking
someone
stupid.
like Valkyrie or Visual Arts, they normally do like they're not, they don't make their own game typically, but they're a support studio, so they can bounce between, hey, you need 50 guys for this or 100 guys, whatever.
Well, that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. I mean, I think the core team was right 150 or 200 people, but they were borrowing close to 300 people throughout the year from different studios to finish the fucking game. So they had about as much people as Crafton did while making Dead Space. Hold on. Fucking now he wants to fucking come in.
Who's now?
Fucking RPG.
Let him come in.
I am
Okay,
gonna. I'm gonna send him the invite.
That game got shit on too. You know what pissed me off of why people didn't like that game? Oh, it's not exactly like Dead Space. I want it to be like Dead Space. It's like, why don't you just play Dead Space then? Like, you know what I mean? Everyone says they want people to do something different, but as soon as someone does something different, people are, I don't want nothing different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, no,
Maybe
I streamed it last week, and the game is
don't
fun.
get me wrong. I think Dead Space is better, but I still think Callisto Protocol is a good game.
What the hell are you guys whining about?
And dude, Elite Dragon, yeah, I understand people not having infinite time. I don't have infinite time. I'm a single dad. I work 50 hours a week. When I get home, I do the cooking, I do the cleaning, I do the laundry, I do everything by myself. Oh, kids got an appointment, I take them to the appointment. Oh, my kids got this, I do that. Just last week, my fence fucking blew down. I had to fix that shit. My mom needed help. I ran over there and helped her. I don't have infinite time either. As a matter of fact, I got double duties, and I still fucking game. It's all about priority and what you put your time into. And like I said, I don't watch movies. I don't go out drinking. I don't, I do socialize. I do get pussy. I do go on dates. But instead of sitting at home and watching TV, I'm playing a video game. That's why games with story are so important to me, because I get to get that story itch while playing a game versus sitting there and just watching a straight up movie.
You know what though? When we talk about Dead Space 2, Dead Space, EA might have more whatever, but let me tell you, Callisto costed a lot, about probably double of what fucking Dead Space cost.
Oh, for certain.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
That game was fucking stupid expensive.
Oh, and by the way, we have Mr. RPG88 in the house. What's up, RPG? Thanks for coming in an hour late.
Yeah, no problem. I was working on some PoE.
Yeah, we know. We're your backup.
Yeah. I kept getting my ass kicked. So
I
said fuck it for tonight.
That's what I was
heard
telling.
That's that game's MO. Get your ass kicked.
Yeah, get your ass kicked until you
Just
learn.
get your ass kicked simulator.
Yeah, till you learn what the hell to do to change your gear, and then you change your gear. You spend about 15 minutes trying to like respec all your gear, and then you go back in the boss battle. You just make them your bitch. So great fun.
I don't know. I think me and Will are the only people who actually thought that was a decent game, though. I thought it was a good game.
Which
I don't
one?
think it was game of the year or Callisto.
Oh yeah,
I don't think it was
Callisto.
game of the year or one of the best games I played this gen, but it was a fucking solid, like, high 7, low 8 out of 10. That ain't nothing wrong with that.
And it
I
looks
never
beautiful.
once touched Callisto, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's because you're a COD player.
Yeah.
I really don't think it was a bad game. I thought it was a solid game. I would have liked to see a sequel. I didn't regret my purchase at all, and I bought it day one.
I told RPG, I think another reason is people shitted on the dodging mechanic right away, so that
they're
threw
like,
off people.
you know what? People automatically went into it, and they're like, I don't like this dodging shit. I just wanted to shoot, just like in Dead Space. It's like,
Yeah,
you just wanted Dead Space. You didn't
Yes.
want anything different.
yeah, you didn't
just
want
wanted Dead
Callisto.
Space.
I want a dedicated dodge button, not this fucking dodge left, dodge right, like I'm fucking in a boxing ring.
See, you're part of the problem, RPG.
Yeah, the cool weapons and shit in that game were fucking cool though.
It's like I tell people all the time.
Whipping people, the fucking brain mechanics. There was shit in the game that was cool though.
Yeah.
It's like we got to look for reasons to play a game and not for reasons not to play a game. Now I
I'm not saying
understand
the
that.
game was perfect. I'm not saying fucking
No.
anything. They had to make a sequel. That game was fucking amazing. No,
They
it
should
wasn't.
make a
But it was a
sequel.
solid game. They should make a sequel though.
But they're not going to.
They're not going to.
Yeah, man, it's just like anything else. I mean, after 10 minutes, you get used to it and you move on. Just like Dying Light. Dying Light took me 3 starts because I couldn't get used to the R1 as being your jump button. But once you get the hang of it, you're like, now I understand why R1 is the jump button. It feels more natural because your X is being used for something else. But yeah, man, there's so many games out there that people completely shut down because of whatever they read online or because there's a mechanic in there that they don't like, or there's even gamers out there that just don't play first person games. Like I've never understood that. I never understood that shit. I'm like, you're completely dismissing a game because there's fucking first person. What the fuck?
You're missing like a third of the games made out there now.
Exactly. Yeah, but
they're
because
bad
they're first
anyways.
person.
No, the
Terrible.
fuck they're not. Do I prefer third person? Yes. Is that gonna stop me from playing a first person game? No, I'm fucking not.
No, and then
I don't hate them. They're just typically not very good.
And when
That is
Fortnite
not an accurate.
first person mode gets out,
It is
I'm
accurate.
definitely gonna hit that.
That is not an accurate description.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of first person, thank you for sending that shit while I was driving today. Thank you, Nelson.
Ooh, what the hell did I unlock?
Damn it.
Ooh, snake thing.
Damn,
All right.
there, made
Next
Damn,
and
they run off
is
the
it the
road.
final topic of the evening? So we talked about Sean Layden and his expensive video games. We talked about. Damn, I hate sending shit through multiple fucking
Oh, dude,
platforms.
the Evil Within was a great fucking game. Elite Dragon.
That's the scariest fucking game I ever played. I never did finish that.
Oh,
Right,
dude,
well.
you have to finish it. Finish it. The first one.
You know
is
what happened? I ran out
great.
of fucking ammo, and I either had to start over or
Were you-
fucking start over.
Were you hiding from the dude that was
I was
That
in
was-
like a pit where there was like 10 people, and I had 2 bullets left. I was basically in a kill zone with no
the-
resources or anything.
the
I was
fear?
fucked.
The real fear is you're hiding behind, like underneath the table from like the main bad guy, and you gotta sneak out the right times, or he'll catch you.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
are
like-
you talking about the hallway thing where you're?
No, this is like you're in like his mansion or whatever. I can't remember his name. It's been such a long time since I played that game.
That game came out like a decade ago.
Dude, finish that game. That it is a crazy experience.
I didn't
I'll put it
like
on
the
the
Evil
list.
Within either. I didn't like it.
Oh, I loved it.
Wait, so you play that shit, but you won't play any other scary games? Please explain that to me.
I
Ooh.
don't know.
Oh,
See, that's that bullshit I'm talking about. People fucking are only picky when it comes to shit that they don't fucking think they won't
wasn't-
like.
I didn't think the Evil Within was really, scary.
you don't think that was scary? That was the most
Yeah,
fucking
right.
terrifying game I've
That's
ever played.
yes, exactly,
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
to me.
it
like,
is. It makes other games laughable.
bro.
No,
That's
it was like the
I shit
Resident
my
Evil.
pants during that game.
the
That's
Resident
way
Evil
more
2
scarier than
when
anything
you got
Resident Evil.
Mr.
The
X
first,
No way.
The first
chasing
half
you
No
hour
way.
of that
hallway.
game is
No way.
scarier than all Resident
No
Evil
way.
combined 10
You're
times
fucking
over.
bullshitting. There's nothing Resident Evil has done that's nowhere near as scary as anything the Evil Within has.
Nothing. The beginning of that game alone is worse than any game I've played.
You don't
It's fucking
experience the
terrifying.
terror that hits my body when you hear those foot stomps of Mr. X chasing your ass through the map.
Yeah, no,
That is not scary.
That's bullshit.
That.
That's bullshit.
No,
That is
that's
bullshit.
atmospheric.
Chat,
That's horseshit.
is the evil within
Resident Evil,
not
Resident
that
Evil
scary?
is not scary.
It's not scary, but it's fucking terrifying when it fucking makes your anxiety go through the fucking roof because you're getting chased down by footsteps.
Dude, there's a guy chasing you through the hall with a fucking chainsaw. You're worried about a big dude walking behind you.
Yeah.
Shut up!
I'm not
You're
worried about
crazy.
No.
Come on,
That's fine.
there's dudes that have been chopping up people all day, chasing you through the fucking hall,
Oh, the
ripping down
butcher?
lockers and shit like that, and the evil within, and you're worried about a fucking slow guy behind you. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
The second one is like the Japanese bitch with like saw blades as hands and shit. Oh fuck.
Nelson's right. I agree with Nelson. I haven't agreed with Nelson much this stream, but I agree. This is fucking horseshit RPG. And because of that, I expect you to be playing fucking Resident Evil from the beginning. Resident
I'll
Evil
start it
2,
up.
3, 4, the whole 9 yards. Actually, you should be playing Resident Evil 4 any fucking ways, because Resident Evil 4
Yeah,
isn't scary
yeah, I
at
do.
all.
No,
It's
no.
an action
Resident Evil
game.
4 was action. So was 5. So was 6. 7 actually got back into the horror. I still haven't completed 7, but I beat 8.
You beat 8.
Seven.
Eight scared me. Seven's the only one that has scared me after the age of 11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
7
7.
was more terrifying than 8. 8 I breezed through with no fucking problem. The only time that I ever had an issue was like when you were down the sewers of the castle and you got
The only
them-
thing that
hooded bitches.
scares me on Resident Evil now is VR.
Oh yeah, the opening scene of Resident Evil 8 VR where you got the shit running through the woods next to you. Holy
That
fuck.
is scary. I did that on stream. Remember
Those
that
fu-
RPG?
when you have those fucking wolves chasing you and shit like that
Uh-huh,
though, and you're looking,
yeah.
they pop up in front of your face and you're like trying to whip your shotgun off your back. That shit's scary.
I pulled the VR off. I was like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, I
Nope,
streamed
we ain't
that
doing this
shit, bro. It was scary. 8 was my first Resident Evil game ever, so I enjoyed it. I really liked it.
8 was good. It shouldn't have got as much shit as it got.
But once again, it's gamers being fucking gamers, bro. They just complain about every little fucking thing, dude. It drives me crazy. You know, you guys complain about social media and all sorts of people, but my biggest complaint is just gamers complaining. I hate the fucking negativity. Like, they look for all sorts of reasons to just
you
hate on
complain
any
more than
fucking
anybody.
game.
What are you talking about?
I complain about specific things like PlayStation fucking charging us. Fuck. Like PlayStation changing the fucking teeth on plates that should fit on the fucking Pro. PlayStation calling the Pro without a fucking disk drive or a stand. That's not a
If you
fucking
didn't
Pro.
buy every goddamn thing that came out, you wouldn't be pissed as much.
It's besides the fucking point.
I'm just saying.
So now because I buy a lot of shit on, I can't be mad? RPG.
No, but when you buy
Is
everything,
that- is
eventually
that-
you're gonna have some issues because you buy every goddamn thing.
If you buy more items with flaws, then you're gonna have more flaws.
Yeah, exactly. I don't buy shit. I don't really.
If you
know,
buy more items with flaws, you're gonna have more. That makes no
if
fucking
you buy
sense.
more items, you're gonna get more shit with. You're gonna get.
You guys
Yeah.
obviously don't know
Dude,
what the fuck you're talking about.
I did
do.
like 2 months of research before I bought my TV, before I bought my monitor, before I bought my consoles.
Will got every fucking color plate there is. I ain't even bought a plate. I don't even need that
I
shit.
haven't either. I still got my OG
I don't
fucking
care.
lights.
I didn't get every
if they-
color plate.
If they sell
Alright.
the Black Pros, I'll buy those, but that'd be about it.
If they come out with a cool special edition one, I would get one, and then I'd be done.
Oh, fucking give up on that. PlayStation ain't gonna
And
do
then
any
that's
special
not gonna
IP
happen. So
plates.
therefore, I don't have to worry about it because I won't buy any of them.
You be
You
better
guys,
off
you
making
guys
your
sounding
own.
like fucking bots right now. Everything PlayStation does is fucking findy dandy. They can't do nothing wrong. They're fucking saints.
No,
That's
I
what you
just
guys
don't
sound
buy
like
shit
right
I
now.
don't want.
But
You
the
buy
Pro,
everything.
calling itself a Pro, it's okay because it can push out fucking $200 worth of extra fucking frames.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. As a matter of fact, the Pro has caused more fucking problems with games than ever before on my fucking shit. So what's the explanation for that? What's your defense for PlayStation, Mr. PlayStation lawyers? Why is the
games.
PS5 Pro running games more shittier than my OG PS5?
Because
Except
Ubisoft is terrible.
except for the PS5 Pro enhanced games, and even those aren't fucking 100%.
Because Ubisoft is terrible at making games. Most of the ones that have issue are from Ubisoft, and they're trash.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't wait till they're
fucking
closed.
Frostbite engine.
Well, Ubisoft is thinking about selling once again. Do you think this
Well, I
time it
hope
will
they
happen?
sell right to the fucking trash can.
Nah,
I hate that company.
Tencent will buy their ass.
Yeah, hopefully close them.
We'll close
No,
a lot of the
I-
projects.
Yeah,
I would
close a lot
imagine
of
they
their
would.
projects.
I imagine they would lay off about 15,000 people off the rip, because that's the only way I can see
Ooh,
them being
too
sustainable.
many.
That's gonna be a massive.
They got
That
like
won't
20. They
happen.
got like 21,000 people, dude.
That won't
Put it
happen.
this
would
way:
say-
Capcom is about 3,500 people. Fucking Ubisoft is like 22,000. They're like
Yeah,
seven
I would
Capcoms.
say maybe
Think about
a
that.
third of that of their current, but not
more.
Not
won't happen.
75%.
There has to be a plan in place. That's a multi-year reduction plan. That's a 5-6 year reduction plan to cut that many jobs. You can't just
Dude,
cut out 15K in
You cut
1
that
year.
many jobs, the rest are gonna
Well, I
fucking
sure as
go
hell
out the
wouldn't
door.
buy them then.
They would just sit there with all the IP
No,
and no fucking
just
buddy
the-
to build.
Just the Assassin's Creed IP alone is worth billions of dollars. So there's definitely value in Ubisoft.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
once
I don't know if
again
that's
management.
worth that much, because the company as a whole is only worth like $1 billion.
Bro, you can still market, you can still fucking license. There's a lot of ways to make money with Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft's biggest problem is just, their directors, or not Ubisoft, but the video game industry. They just, they're really in this
The West
phase
hates
of
games.
yeah,
They're all
hating
activists.
gamers.
That's the problems.
They're hating gamers. They think their shit don't stink, and what they make is good automatically just because they made it, and they don't like fucking, like the dude from Kingdom Come, the co-founder. He just posted, I think it was last week or the week before, where he's like, look, we're already at 1,000. Was it 1,000? I forget the number, but it's like, and we're competing against these bigger studios talking about Dragon's Age, and it's true. It's because they're giving the gamers what they want. They know, they're self-aware. It's not like these other assholes who are just fucking political fucking,
They're just activists.
Yeah,
activists.
they're agenda pushers.
Damn, this fucking match, I can't get past it.
Uh,
But so we'll see. We'll see if Ubisoft this time around, because we hear the same rumor every fucking year. They're selling, and nothing ever fucking happens. But I will say, Ubisoft, they put out fucking 2-3 games out a year. So their production is pretty high up there. It's just it's
if I
not
get a
that
good
good.
game out of it, I don't care. But until I get a good game out of it, it doesn't really matter much to me.
Well, we'll be waiting for a while for Ubisoft to come out with a good game. But Ubisoft is doing something that's
Ubisoft really seems like they're really like built around fucking activism too. To be honest with you, like
They
that's
are,
their whole.
yeah. That's their new spine. They took
Like
their
they
old
don't want to
spine,
hear,
threw
from
that
what I
shit in
heard
the
about
trash.
their what do you want to call it? Their fucking upper management. They don't give a shit about making a good game. It's all about what their views are of the world.
Well, I mean that's the same like rumors and takes that is going on over at Rockstar right now. Is they've had a
Anyway,
whole
so-
complete yeah.
the so
There'll be another 5 years before another Red Dead comes out.
Ubisoft is doing something
Another
that is
15.
unheard of. So they have been hiring new directors for their games after the game has been published, which is something that you don't see every day in the video game industry. So Star Wars, they hired a new guy to manage it after the game already released. So they're actually trying to fix their shit with some of their games, which you do not see at all. I mean, how many times have you seen that a game releases, the director of the game fucking leaves, and they hired a new one to take over it? They don't do that, because then they focus on the next game. Ubisoft is doing things different. They're hiring these people back, or hiring different people, and trying to fix the problem. And I think the reason that they're doing that is because they don't want to lose, with Star Wars specifically, they don't want to lose that license agreement that they have with Marvel, or not Marvel, but Disney. And I think that's the reason they're doing it this time around. But even
They
then,
have inked with Star Wars. Whatever they've made out that game ain't even paid the royalties yet. I'm not talking about their budget. Their
Well, we don't know
royalties
that.
ain't even paid. I do
how much do they owe?
a lot.
What's a lot? What's the number?
More than they've made.
Well, how do you know
That's
that?
the question: is can they afford to keep the license with such
No.
shitty fucking sales?
Well, that's the question. We don't know exactly. I mean, they could have
Yeah.
broken even. We don't know that.
We don't know, but I mean, can they afford to keep that license? That's the big thing. Like in the future, maybe it's justified the license so far, but is it worth another risk given how it was received the first time? Is it worth the second time?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Ubisoft. I don't really fucking care too much about what happens to Ubisoft.
I took one look at that gameplay and I was like, I'll wait for sale.
Yeah. Which one?
That's gotta be like a
Outlands.
$9.99 for me personally.
Which one?
But
Outlands.
Outlands.
Or
Outlaws.
Outlaws,
Oh.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't understand that. So you said that about Outlaws, but Assassin's Creed, your day one. Explain that, please.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
No, the new
Shadows?
one. Yeah.
Oh, no, I've completely reversed on Shadows.
I want a Splinter Cell. I don't give a shit
Ah.
about anything they're making.
I'm waiting to see more on Shadows. What I seen at the beginning of Shadows was all right, but I want to see more because they gotta prove a lot more to me. I want to see massive gameplay, and I'm hoping to see that sometime. I'm hoping to see it at TGA, but I have my doubts. I'm hoping to see something at the first of the year for Ubisoft, like having a Ubisoft show, if they're going to even have a Ubisoft show. I imagine we'll probably get something at the Xbox Developer Direct if we get anything at all before that game shows up.
I think they'll have a Ubisoft show just because Ubisoft is still consistent. I don't think that they've stopped or I mean they've trashed a lot of games that they were making, but I think those main ones that they've invested a lot, I think those will still be coming out when they're supposed to.
Yeah, there's supposed to be something really fucked up.
You
with,
do know this year they borrowed like $2 billion to keep their employees and shit like that paid, and they got to start paying back on that loan this year. They ain't got it.
Yeah, they borrow a lot of money a lot of times.
I don't think
But
from
they ain't
what,
got no way to pay it back.
from what we heard about, supposed rumors or talks about like the next Far Cry, I don't think that's going to pan out well for them.
It could if they just made a good game.
I think it's all about the mechanics of it. Supposedly it's like supposed to be some like timed rogue style fucking Far Cry. I don't know if that's going to work out.
If they made a good game, if they made numerous good games, a lot of Ubisoft problems will go away.
Yeah,
That's the problem is they've lost a lot of people's
we said the
trust. So
same
you got to
thing.
go. It's kind of like Xbox. If you make a
Uh-huh.
good game, that's great, but you got to go on a, you know what I mean? You got to go on a nice run before you start the game.
Yeah, you can't have one every 3 years and expect everything to be good. You got to have one after
You gotta
another,
start hitting
after
3 out of
another,
4.
after another, after another.
Well, the last thing, since we're talking about making good games, I think Xbox has one in their hands with Indiana Jones RPG. Have you played any of it tonight?
Dude, I haven't touched my Xbox in forever. But no, I have not. I've not played Indiana Jones. But from everything that I've seen, everybody that's talking about it, it actually looks pretty fun. I'm thinking about throwing Microsoft $20 and trying it out.
If you're really tempted to do that, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I mean, I'm only 2 hours or an hour and a half in, but I was just telling Nelson that my biggest complaint so far is that they don't have like even the vibration on the controller. Like when you whip, it doesn't. There's no vibration, no nothing. It's
It'll be
empty.
best played on the PS5.
It'll probably be best played on the
Basically.
PS5. Yeah, so
The
I would
PS5
wait if you can wait. Like if it's not a game that you must play, I would wait till it comes out because the DualSense is a game changer. But otherwise, the game looks good. I was really surprised on how it looked. It
That's
looked
kind
really
of a
good.
kick in the dick when you think about a game like that. It's kind of made for a PlayStation 5, but it's an Xbox game.
It is. It's literally a PlayStation 5 game. I mean, it's a single player narrative driven story. It fits
I'm just
right in
talking
there.
about functionality, though.
Nelson, everything is going to become a PlayStation 5 game
I know.
from
I
that
know.
side.
People don't
Basically,
think that's happening. It is.
what do you mean? It's already happening. They already announced
Yeah.
it.
I really don't see
Maybe
them making another console either. To be
maybe
honest, ever.
they will. They'll make another
They'll
one.
make a handheld. That's gonna be about it.
30 million sold is still 30 million sold. I mean, there's not much
Yeah, but when
30
you're selling them
million.
at a loss and you're not getting a lot of people to buy back, think about this: PlayStation sold 70 million, and they make what a billion or two. Most years they make a couple hundred million off of fucking how many billions of dollars? It
No,
takes
no.
a lot to operate
That's
that shit.
a quarter. PlayStation's making $1 billion a quarter.
Okay, well, fucking Activision was making almost $1 billion a quarter a few years ago.
Yeah, but that's all software. We're talking about hardware
Exactly,
only.
that's my point.
We're talking about hardware only. PlayStation's making $1 billion a quarter just off hardware, not including the software. Just hardware. Just selling the Pro, the Portal, controllers, fucking headsets, the
I'm
whole.
talking about profit though.
Yeah, yes, that's profit. $1 billion a quarter profit.
Their best year was $2 billion for the year for everything.
Yeah, no, not this year. This year they're fucking killing it. Why? Because cost has gone down while they're still charging us the same amount. It's simple. That's why all the guys that fucking defended the Pro and the price point are full of fucking shit. It doesn't take $700 to fucking make that thing.
Well, no, they're not gonna make a Pro for fucking break even.
No, they're not breaking even. They're making a shit ton of money off the Pro. We know this now. But that is it for tonight, y'all. We've been here for almost 2 hours. I don't have nothing to say. Nelson, do you have anything to say?
I'm just ready for Thursday. I just wish I could watch live and not have to
Yeah,
listen later.
me and
Oh,
RPG.
you gotta
are-
work?
Yeah, I work nights,
No.
so
Nah.
Nelson works third shift basically. Or
Gross.
second shift.
technically it's like 2.5 because I work 10-hour days. So
So you're working basically 7 to 7.
I work 3:30 to 2.
3:30 to 2.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I'm good on that. You keep all that.
but I don't work on Friday.
Nelson has a 3-day weekend every week.
So you're running basically 410s, yeah.
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 I
mean,
wouldn't work.
that's
I
nice.
wouldn't work there if they told me I was going to 5/8. I'd be looking for another job tomorrow.
Yeah, I would much rather just get it done with. I'm of the silk
I
of
like
let's
my
just
days
do
off.
let's just
The
do
only
12-hour
difference is,
days.
If that's what I was doing. When I worked at Federal, I had it made because before I got laid off from there a few years back, I worked 3/12s and then 4/12s. So every other week I had 4 days off.
I know how that is. I mean, they're switching me from getting paid every week, every Friday, to getting paid every 2 weeks, starting
That
January
sucks.
1st.
Sucks, don't it?
I effing hate it.
That sucks.
You were one of the few left standing. Every place
Oh.
used to pay weekly. Almost getting paid weekly is almost a fucking unicorn
it
now.
drives me nuts. 17 years down the drain.
I get paid every 2 weeks as well, and yeah, I don't like it. I dislike it. I dislike it a lot.
Every place always seems to go from weekly pay to fucking every 2 weeks when I'm working there too.
Mhm.
Because it gives HR more fucking time to do their shit.
They
but
don't have to hire as many people because they got more
Exactly.
time to get it done.
They
all it is.
streamlined the payroll department.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. They cut costs. They streamline payroll.
and not all places. Some places they fucking, like at my place, we used to have 300 different fucking locations, and we had 3 HR people ran that way for 20 years. Now we have like 10 HR people and only a third of the locations. How does that fucking work? It's just more corporate people hiring more corporate people, while the people who make the money becomes less and less, and then they wonder why the fuck we're not making as much money. Well, asshole, because you're spending
Bonuses
more.
because they got a bunch of fucking people doing nothing.
Yeah. But
Like
yeah,
the
guys,
government.
Thursday. What time does the show starts? At 6 p.m. I think it is.
I have
I
it's
don't know.
either
If
five.
I need to let me know.
It's either 5 or 6 p.m.
Let me look it up here real quick. You and Nelson can close this thing out.
Yeah, so 6:30 p.m. Eastern, or no, wait, yeah, no, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Wow.
You should ask Elite Dragon to join the Discord.
Yeah,
Maybe
so-
he'd want to be a guest sometime.
7:30. Hey, you guys already know. Whenever you want to join the chat or want to join the podcast, just let us know. So 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be streaming the Video Game Awards on Thursday, December 12th. RPG88 and myself and anybody else who wants to join, let me know so I can send you the invite. But yeah, it should be a good time, man. I'm excited. Hopefully the news stays quiet for the next few days and there's no leaks. So when Thursday comes around, we are all surprised with the announcements.
Nope, somebody will crap the bed.
Probably.
I'm so fucking lost in this fucking game.
But thank y'all so much for hanging out with us today, and we will catch you next Tuesday for the Just Playing live stream with me and RPG88. Otherwise, keep it gaming, y'all.